Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, is that really all there is to me? Well, today we're diving into a fascinating idea, the antimatter world. Think of it as a parallel reality that exists right alongside ours, but a place where the rules are completely different.
So let's just ask it straight up. Is that person looking back at you from the mirror the one and only you? According to the ideas we're exploring today, the answer is a big, resounding no. Not even close.
You see, the thinking goes that we're actually made of two parts. On one hand, you've got your physical body. It's temporary, kind of like a set of clothes you wear for a while. But then there's your life essence. That's the permanent core of who you are. That's the real you.
Okay, so if our body is just a temporary overcoat, what in the world does that actually mean for us? Let's unpack that a bit.
It's a really powerful way to think about it, right? Our physical form, everything we see and touch, is just something we're wearing for this lifetime.
Yeah, the quote is, "The physical body is merely the overcoat of life." In other words, it's just a temporary vehicle for your true, permanent self.
But wait, how can that be possible? Well, think about what happens when you dream. Your physical body is just lying there in bed, totally still. But you're off somewhere else, right? You're seeing things, hearing things, maybe even running. This suggests that your core self, that life essence, doesn't actually need its physical overcoat to be whole.
So if our consciousness is off doing its own thing while we sleep, it really makes you wonder, where does it actually go? And that question leads us to this idea of a world beyond our dreams. I mean, really think about it. If your mind is totally active, but your body is asleep, where are you? When you have a vivid dream, or even just close your eyes and imagine something with all your focus, what's happening? The answer we're given is incredibly direct. You literally enter the antimatter world. And this isn't just some poetic way of talking about imagination, it's presented as a real place your consciousness actually travels to. And we're not talking about some fantasy land. The core concept here is that our physical world and this non-physical world, they're like two sides of the very same coin. You know that old saying, reality is illusion, illusion is reality? The idea is that both are equally real, just different.
Okay, so if this antimatter world is a real place, you'd think it has its own set of rules, right? Maybe its own laws of physics? Well, you'd be right. And those rules are all about your own inner power.
It's pretty wild. Your strength in this other realm is a direct mirror of your inner state of being. Things like confidence and a clear, orderly mind, they make you incredibly powerful there. But fear, confusion, and what are called structural flaws, they make you weak. Your own mind literally shapes your abilities.
Now, if this is all feeling a bit abstract, just think about the movie The Matrix. Remember that scene? Morpheus just leaps between skyscrapers like it's nothing because he believes he can. But Neo, he's full of doubt, and so he falls. It's the exact same principle. Your belief directly shapes that reality.
So if our consciousness operates by these rules, what happens during that ultimate transition? Death. Well, it's described not as an ending at all, but more like a final, big jump into the next life.
Let's try a little thought experiment. Imagine you're in a dream, and you're standing on the edge of a cliff. You're completely paralyzed with fear. But then you do it. You take that leap of faith into the empty air, and you suddenly realize you're not falling, you're flying. And in an instant, all that terror just transforms into pure joy.
And that jump from the cliff, that's the metaphor for death itself. It's described as that same terrifying leap away from everything you've ever known, which turns out to be just a transition into a whole new kind of reality.
Now, I know this all might sound like it's about some distant afterlife, but here's the most important part, the twist that brings it all right back to this very moment. Your other self isn't just waiting for you at the end, it's being created right now.
And here's where it really challenges a very common belief. There is no final judgment day waiting for you after you die.
So if there's no big judgment at the end, then when does it happen? The answer is the judgment is happening right now, with every single thought you think, every choice you make, every step you take.
What this all means is that your final destination, it's not decided by some god or some cosmic judge. It's determined by the path you are walking right now. Whether you end up in a place called the Immortal Islands or the Frozen Lair, well, that's entirely on you, in this moment.
It really all boils down to this one powerful idea. The you of the antimatter world is the you of the present moment. It's not about who you're going to be someday. It's about the self you are building, thought by thought, right here and right now. So, who are you choosing to be today?